I thought moving here would change my life positively, but that's how I found myself at 2 a.m. crying my eyes out with a baby in my hand, wondering if I made the biggest mistake of my life. Hi, my name is Obinna, and you are welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I will be talking about the challenges of job hunting in a new place and the mental toll it took on me. So, if this is the kind of story that resonates with you and you'd like to know things I would recommend that you do to make this whole process easier, stay till the end of the video. I wish someone had told me that job hunting in a new city, a new country is nothing like it was back home. From my experience, I put together 10 things that I feel would make your job hunting journey a lot easier. Now, full disclosure and disclaimer, this requires a lot of hard work, but this is a process that allows you not to put all your eggs in one basket. So essentially, you would be trying several things to ensure that one must click as soon as possible. So stick with me as I share my thoughts. I've made all these mistakes so that you don't have to go through them. So let's fix them together, shall we? You see this job hunting thing, it takes an emotional toll on you, on your loved ones, in fact, the damage this thing does to one's mental health. And I know that some have it easier than others, but for most people, job hunting in a new city, a new country, without knowing anyone can be very difficult. And let's be real. Imagine applying or sending out 20 applications in a day and only one come back to you a rejection, or all you get is absolute silence. You just feel your confidence dropping little by little every day. And you know what? I get it because I've been there. You start to ask yourself, is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong with my CV? Did I do something wrong? Do they think I'm a fraud? Do they not recognize my foreign degree? Am I even enough? Like, it's crazy. But see, let me tell you, these things are normal. Getting rejections is normal. Silence is normal. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. So let's just get right into how to, unstick yourself from this whole situation. So these are 10 things to do while job hunting. Now, when I was new in this city and was job hunting, I did not do all of these things. I did some of them, and I'll be pointing out the ones that I tried, the ones that worked for me, and the ones that didn't. But I'm recommending them for you as well, just so that you don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? So tip number one, stop applying online alone. Do you know that 80% of jobs aren't even posted online? And a lot of us just, apply on LinkedIn and go and say, Hail Mary, we'll soak our chaplet in water and expect a miracle to happen. My sisters, if you are relying only on LinkedIn, then you are not doing it well. Don't get me wrong, LinkedIn is a great place to start. In fact, most of the jobs I have gotten in this town are on LinkedIn, right? But you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, like I mentioned earlier. Number two, find a local meetup or industry event to attend. Whether remotely, whether in person, try and network. Now, when I was job hunting, it was towards the end of the pandemic. And a lot of the meetings a lot of the networking I did was online. And I am super grateful for that. I don't take it for granted because I had a baby in my hand. Like, I was a breastfeeding mom. I think when I started actively searching, I had a 6 months old in my hand. And it would have been very difficult to move around without being, okay, this is embarrassing to admit, but I only learned to drive very recently as 2023. Yeah, don't come for me, you guys. But anyways, so I did not know how to drive when I was job hunting. So if someone had required me to come, say, downtown to meet up, I wouldn't have been able to even do it. I didn't have a car. Using transport here is very, very clumsy. And then there's where to keep my baby and all sorts of things. Well, it was just a lot. But the good news is you can still network online. You can still network in person if you are able to. If you're not saddled with a baby or don't have that kind of responsibility, try and network. The thing is, a lot of people get hired on the spot from networking. I have this friend of mine. She is into sales. And salespeople, they're very, very outspoken. As in, that girl will go for an event and come back somehow with a higher pay. I don't have that capability, but she was so great with, reaching out to people, selling herself and getting jobs. And in fact, even after she switched industries, in this new industry that she's in, like she changes jobs anyhow. And most of her jobs are through networking. So you see that it's not a bad idea. Number three, visit co-working spaces. Show up at a co-working space with your laptop and just sit down in one corner and start doing your thing. And I know that this one sounds funny, but when people see you in that kind of spaces, they believe that you are busy and you have things going for you. And before you know it, it's lunchtime or coffee time. Everyone wants to interact. I mean, we're social beings as human beings, right? So you want to know what the next person is doing, what company they are with, if they can even move to yours and how you can move to theirs. So by just going there and meeting other people in that space, you can approach people, talk about what you're working on and the opportunities you're looking for, and you might be surprised. Now, I need to let you guys know that to gain access to a lot of co-working spaces, you might have to pay. And I learned this one recently because I had to pay for a virtual office space, like to receive letters and things. And then I found out that if you want to work in those spaces, you pay a monthly subscription, but most of them are not very high. So if you think that you have some change to spare, please consider this. Tip number 4, optimize your resume for LinkedIn and local job search. Because tell me why, for instance, you're looking for a job actively and your LinkedIn is still showing that you're in Nigeria, whereas you're in the US or Canada or somewhere in Europe. Why? As far as I'm concerned, that's the height of self-sabotaging. Like recruiters will see you and be like, oh, this person is not in our jurisdiction. We don't have money to pay for visas and things and just skip you. Whereas you're the most qualified person for the role. Don't do that to yourself. Fix your locations, put in all the necessary keywords in your LinkedIn, and then reach out to people who work where you want to work or people who are hiring for those roles. That can be your saving grace in this search, literally. Number 5, work on personal projects. Now, I know that searching for a job is a job in itself, but the truth is, people like to employ people who do extra, right? It's not just, knowing how to do something, it's also showing off your work. I tell people over and again, you're the only one that can market yourself, and you have to be very loud about it. Nobody, as in this phase of your life, you have to be a lizard. You know the way lizards back home will fall from a fence and then nod, like the Agama lizard, right? You have to keep, nodding, louding your achievements, rubbing your progress and all the things you're working on in people's faces, because guess what? Employers this side of the world like it. So set up a website, record a mini vlog, or just, put something together on Canva and be willing and ready to show it off. Post about what you're working on your LinkedIn. Share your thoughts on trending things in your space. Be a thought leader, be strategic. Now, I did not do this at the time because I did not know how best to do this. And yeah, I still got a job. But if you think that this is for you, why not try it? You won't lose anything. In fact, you would gain a lot, because to be able to, join a conversation on LinkedIn on a particular topic and to sound or seem like an expert, you have to do some reading yourself, or you have to look for something to react to. And if you have meaningful contributions, guess what? People can reach out to you just because you put out your thought process online to employ you or to offer you other opportunities. Number 6, follow recruiters on LinkedIn and DM them. They are looking for people like you. Why don't you make their work a lot easier for them? Eh? Reach out. Worst case scenario, nobody will answer. Best case scenario, somebody will answer and you will get a job. Don't be ashamed. I used to tell myself back in the day when I used to think, should I reach out to this person or not? I just tell myself I'm in my house, they should come and beat me, right? And yeah, when I started reaching out, I was not very confident in the way I wrote. But over time, I was like, you know what? Whatever will happen, will happen. And I reached out to as many recruiters as possible. That did not get me personally a job, but I know people who this has worked for. So reach out. It doesn't take anything from you. Reach out to them, and you might just be that candidate that will get the job that they're hiring for. The truth is, these recruiters are also human beings. So if you reach out to them and they see that you have what they are offering, it saves them the headache of perusing through 300 CVs, right? So shoot your shot. You lose nothing. Number 7, volunteer somewhere that aligns with your industry or the industry you want to work. Now, there are some industries where the only way you can get in is through volunteer work. And there are some industries where if you cannot show that you have done something previously, then whether it's paid or unpaid work, then you will not get in, right? And you might be lucky that you might volunteer somewhere and they end up retaining you because they see that you're a quality person that they don't want to pass by, right? So volunteer, and I know it's hard. And for people like us coming from, let me speak for myself personally, coming from Nigeria, I didn't have the mindset that volunteering was a good thing. Now I know people back home. Like, I mean, I was a law student, right? That became a lawyer. And I knew people did a lot of internships, a lot of volunteering and all that good stuff. But I didn't have that mentorship or coaching to see the value in these things. And I never saw the value in them decades, not decades, but like over a decade after I was at the bar and even left the country. So it is very valuable here, especially in the West. Volunteering opportunities opens doors. If you're able to volunteer, I mean, if you don't mind working for free, if you're able to foot your bills one way or the other, and don't mind making that little sacrifice to get what you want, then volunteering might just be for you. Number 8, see job hunting as a full-time job. And I know that it is stressful, but stick with me on this one. Now, if you see something as a full-time job, it means that you have to get up in the morning, lay your bed, say your prayers, shower, make up, dress up, and get the hell out of the house. You have to leave the house and possibly sit in the library or somewhere else. The act of getting up in itself and showering and dressing up shifts your mindset from, oh, let me just lie down on my bed and apply on my phone, to taking the whole job thing a lot more seriously. The good thing is you know it gives you laser focus to do what you need to do. So when you are disciplined enough to get up, prep, and get out and do what you need to do, even if you don't even leave your house, just dress up, sit down in an area of your house apportioned for working. Sit down on a desk properly and start applying, and give yourself a target. You will see that you are more likely to put out as many applications as possible, and you are more serious with the whole thing. Another thing, and this particular one I used to do back in the day, I didn't even realize it was a thing. And I used to do it because there's some days I would wake up and be like, God, I have sent over 200 applications, nothing is happening. I am networking, I am attending virtual events, I'm doing so many things, nothing is working. So just to make myself happy, I would wake up, dress my baby, bathe my baby, dress her up, bathe myself, make up, look good. Especially on days when I have to, attend some virtual stuff. And a lot of the time, when you attend all these virtual conferences, they put you in breakout rooms, and a lot of the time, your video has to be on. So you have to look the parts that that you want. You have to look like you're working. You have to sound like, you have to look the part. You have to sound right. You have to, look good and feel good. You will be surprised that act alone can open doors for you. Just show up looking good, smiling, and be present. That can literally open doors. So don't underestimate this particular point. Okay. Number 9, ask for coffee chats instead of jobs. For instance, if you want to reach out to somebody, cold call somebody on LinkedIn, you could say something along the lines of, hey, I admire your work at company X, and I would love to learn from your experience over a quick coffee chat. The thing is, human beings are social beings, and we love to hear our own voices, and we love to toot our horn. So this person you're reaching out to will be like, wow, of all people in this company, this person reached out to me. They would feel special that you want to know what they do in their day and would like to hear about their experience. It would make them feel special. And you never know. And this particular one, you have to be very strategic. If you choose the right person, that might be your leg in the door. Okay. So, and another thing is, when you don't sound desperate, begging for work, please help me now. I've been in this country for 3 years, no work, no food. I have masters and I have PhD, but nothing is happening. People will tend to be like the way they treat a physical beggar. They'll be like, move away, move away. But like, if you sound like things are going well for you, and like, oh, I just want to, pick your mind on what's happening in the industry, or hear how your work is going on with social company, they will be more willing to, help out. And back then, when I didn't even know this was a thing, I reached out to a couple of people on LinkedIn because of the advice of a friend, and I met a lot of people. Some of them helped me to revamp my CV. Others even shared their own resumes or CVs with me to be able to, as I said, I can use it to improve mine. Others even referred me for jobs. At the time, I was looking at working in the bank, and I did get a job in the bank. True, I did not get it through all these referrals and stuff, but having this support from all these people I have never met helps me position my CV such that I was able to get the job that I wanted. Number 10, don't job hunt alone. I know. You're wondering, where can I find job hunting community to join? There are newcomer groups, for instance, in any city that you might belong to. There are groups on Telegrams. There are even communities online, right? I find that when people, do this whole thing as a group, it keeps you more motivated. And I'll use myself as an example. There was a time I was trying to transition careers, and I joined the boot camp. And now, apart from the whole coaching and mentorship that I got, and interview preps and things, the beautiful thing that really helped me from that boot camp was the fact that our coach divided us into subgroups. And like even up to 4 months after the whole program ended, my subgroup were still meeting, sharing interview questions with ourselves, prepping for interviews back to back, talking about our struggles, encouraging one another. And I would say that one of the reasons why I got a job was being in that support group. So I don't take these kinds of things for granted. Some people prefer to do their journey alone on their own. That's absolutely fine. But as for me, I do not underestimate the power of groups while job hunting. It was very helpful for me. So you can try that too. So now that I've listed out the 10 things I will do if I was job hunting and how you can improve your job hunting process in a new city, I'd like to add that the hardest part in all of these things is the waiting. Now you apply and apply and apply, but you have to wait for your feedback. And what you do while you wait can make or break you. So you have to keep a positive mindset that this thing will work. You can't keep saying, what if it doesn't work? I'm not good enough. I'm not this, I'm not that. And another beautiful thing is for those that get back to you with rejections, you can always reach out back to ask why they were rejecting you and how you can improve yourself. A lot of them answer. They will let you know. You take that feedback and go and improve and continue to put yourself out there and keep being positive while you wait. And you have to keep in mind your worth is not based on your job status. It doesn't matter that you're being rejected. You might be the best, the most. I've seen people with first class, right? And they were rejected, and somebody with third class got the job. Like smart people don't get the job because for whatever reason or the other, maybe they're not able to present themselves or they don't know how to talk as courageously as the person with third class, or the person with third class has some experience as compared to the person who has a first class. Anything can happen. Just detach your self-worth from the process. It is not you. You are not the problem. You're good enough. You have done the best you can, and just remain positive. Okay. So in addition to the points I mentioned above, here are three things that really helped me while I was waiting. So the three key things that really helped me while I was waiting were: number one, I was celebrating my daily wins. Every email sent was a huge progress for me. I don't care how anyone looked at it at the time, whether maybe I did not send cover letter or I did not do this. But as far as I clicked send, I was rejoicing because the truth is I was applying for a job. Baby will be crying. I'll change nappy. There was just constant interruption. And of course, I was networking. I was doing all sorts of things here and there. And it wasn't easy. So every time I applied for a job, I was like, thank God, oh. Or if I set a target and I'm able to meet it, in fact, the shoulder pad I had on, I was nobody's meet if I meet my target. Like it was crazy. So celebrate your small wins, okay? Even you can even celebrate when people give you feedback on how to improve. My sister, that is progress too. Whether you get the job or not, at least somebody got back to tell you why they didn't take you and how you can improve. That is progress. Celebrate it. Number two, while you're waiting, stay busy. Now, I know that the whole job hunting thing is already keeping you busy and probably driving you crazy. But the truth is, you have to stay sane somehow. If you have to, work on a side hustle while you're waiting, that's fine. If you want to take courses, that's fine. If you want to amp up your exercising, I remember when I was job hunting. So I had some time on my hands. So I would put my baby in her stroller and we would go for walks for 3 hours. 3 hours, 4 hours. I did not know I could trek like that until that period in my life. I mean, I've always been a trekker, but this one, I would be on the road. Sometimes I'm listening to my Spotify playlist. Sometimes I'm listening to NSPPD. Other days I'm just, praying. Other times I'm strategizing and thinking about my life. By the time I was done with the whole thing, I lost so much weight. I lost the whole baby weight. Leave that we gained it again, but hey, I lost so much weight at the time. All because I didn't want to just sit down at home and feel depressed. So look for something to keep you busy while you're waiting. Number three, like I mentioned earlier, you have to trust that the job that is right for you will come to you. You don't want to rush in and out of jobs. Just trust that what is yours will come to you. Don't force it. Don't, I don't know, just believe that what is yours will not pass you by. Okay? And most importantly, don't compare yourself to people you see on social media. The truth is, people post their wins and not their failures. Most people don't post themselves crying or making mistakes or going through hardships. So don't look at social media and see people doing, I'm shopping at Gucci, I do only Chanel, I'm eating at the latest restaurant every Friday night. Don't look at those people. The more you look, the less you see. And you might find out that all those people might be living on debt. You might be better off than those people. Just because you haven't found the right job for you doesn't make them any better. Social media is the more you look, the less you see. So just focus on your focus and leave those people that want to live for others to waste their time and money showing off. That shouldn't be your focus at this stage in your life. So all the things I shared earlier, some I have tried and others I will be trying if I end up on the job market again. Right now, I'm taking things slow, and so I'm just networking for whatever it's worth. I'm attending my first in-person conference alone. Wish me luck. I'm typically not great at attending in-person conferences. I typically just do virtual conferences. But it's been a very long time that I've gone in person to network, so wish me luck. And if any of you want an update on how the whole networking thing went or goes, please let me know in the comments. So, was moving to a new city a mistake? No, it wasn't. Because even when things were pretty tough, some of these steps made it a lot easier for me. If you're struggling right now in your job hunting process, please don't give up. You are not alone. Comment below your current job hunt struggles and let's figure it out together. If you want the video on things you can do while you wait for that job that you want, also leave a comment below and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.